Of course you can trust me, Thomas.
Oh, that's freaking
We've been
awesome.
through a lot together.
Look, I have no idea what any of it means. Something
Cool
weird,
as hell.
something unexplainable happened during my investigation. But truthfully, the questions you ask, I can't answer. I'm sorry, Rosa.
I'm sorry too, Thomas. I really am. Take care of yourself.
She's a good friend. Holy smoke. He's a real killer, watch. Imagine. This game is freaking good, yo. What the hell? What the hell was that all about? What the fuck? Wow. Yeah, this is a good ass game. I'm not gonna lie, this was a good game. It felt like a good experience, like when you watch a scary movie and you say that was a good scary movie. That's how this felt. Everything was cool because unlike some of the games in what is that game called? Outlast. In Outlast, it's like it's also something to do with the government, but it doesn't really have like, they just blame it on some machine. And what was it, the walkers? They call them like the walkers or whatever. Here, he can't explain any of that shit. He really can't. He doesn't know what's going on. All the supernatural stuff in this game really are supernatural. And they try to explain like exactly, they probably give us clues, like when they said he had a condition in his brain and he had like an extra, like the x-ray that they took of his chest cavity, they censored some shit. So there's for sure some type of like government stuff involved that he doesn't know about. But see, it's cool because you never get to find out. You probably get to find out what it is in part 2, but see, part 2 sucked. Overall, part 1 is a better game. Part 2 was lame. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason why it sucked. Maybe you find out what his condition is and then you're like, oh yeah, well then that's just it. But when it's mysterious and when you don't know the truth and there's supernatural shit going on, that's what makes the game really like just scary. Because at the end of the day, I think there was like in that last scene when he's about to shoot him, there's like 7 villains around him. And that's pretty much what it seemed like it, because the whole game you think it's just one guy, but no, it's this just messed up kid in the head who has an uncle in the bureau, and he's killing a psycho killer. he's killing psycho killers. So you're on the run, or you're hunting. Fuck, this dude, man. You're hunting a dude that's killing psycho killers, but he's also a psycho killer. So it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? In the end, it kind of makes sense, but the whole supernatural shit, it just still isn't. You don't get a clue to what it is, which is great, because that's what makes a good scary game. Another really good scary game, Until Dawn, that shit was good until the point where they're like, there's no ghost, the clown isn't really a psycho killer, it's just some fucking ancient Wendigo prophecy or curse. I felt like they had so much potential. The game is great, but it had so much potential, like, for more. Like, let's keep the ghost thing going on. There is a psycho killer. Why not do that? Why did you just blame it on some ancient curse, which just sucks? All the supernatural aspects of it gone out the door. This shit kept it, and that's the reason why this game is really freaking good. It reminds me of Amnesia. That's another thing that this game did and other games didn't do that have been coming out. It has cool ass visual effects. I don't know why games don't do that shit. It's probably because I'm trying to wonder, like, maybe it's because kids get like that photosynthesis shit, those seizures. I don't know. But I feel like in this one right now, you saw it, like the last visual effects, black and white, fuzzy, all those trippy ass visual effects while you're fighting people. I mean, they're not necessarily like the scariest aspect of the game, but they definitely bring something to the game that is different than everything else. And all the new scary games, they don't do that shit a lot. They should, because I mean, you kind of are in that state of mind. It's like when you get scared in real life, there's no such thing as monsters, right? There's no such thing as vampires. There's no such thing as werewolves. There's no such thing as zombies. Everybody knows that. You know, when you're a kid, it's just your imagination that gets you scared of, like, the boogeyman that's under your bed or whoever's in your closet. It's really just your imagination that's creeping you out. Like, it's your own brain playing tricks on you. So when they do that in terms of like visual effects, it makes sense. Like, I don't know why they don't do that a lot. You know, when you get scared after watching a scary movie at the theaters and you're walking in a really dark block or in an alley, there's nothing really is gonna happen. You know, all that's gonna happen is you're gonna walk straight through the dark and get to wherever you have to get. It's just your mind that plays tricks on you while you're walking down there that makes you think, oh shit, something creepy, like, but really nothing happens. So when they make it like it's just simple and no visual awesome cool shit, they kind of kill the game. And this game doesn't do that. This game really shines on that, and that's probably the reason why you can handle the graphics, because the graphics are shitty. I'm not gonna lie. This looks like a PC game. It looks like a PC game from like the 90s, or probably, yeah. It still looks like a very like a midlife original Xbox game. It does not look like an Xbox 360 game. But see, the game is interesting enough to make you say, like, oh, the graphics don't matter. It's about the story. It's about how they use it to their advantage. Because when you get inside those gritty ass, like, raunchy places in the game, that shit is creepy. Because places like that do exist. You know, like sewers and shit like that, where like fiends kick it and like drug addicts hang out. See, that stuff in real life is actually scary. I dare you to go like at 2 in the morning to a sewer and not be scared. I mean, if the setting alone doesn't scare you, the people you run into in those places will definitely terrify your ass. So I think the settings, the environment of the game is also one of the reasons why this game was such a great, like, horror game, you know? Unlike some of the games that are coming out, the settings are just not 100% there. You know, it's just not there. It's not gritty enough. It's not gory enough. You don't have to have gore in the game. You don't have to have somebody's head getting chopped off and ooh, I'm scared. That's not scary. That's just kind of gross. But if you have blood splattered all over the walls, you leave it to the imagination to just imagine what happened here. Or when you have like guts on the floor or a hand. See, that's what is in this game. But you don't necessarily hit somebody and like their brains explode. That shit is just straight up gore, and that is not always scary. It sometimes just leads to like same shit over and over again. Hit 'em, hit 'em, hit 'em. So I'm honestly really happy I beat this game, because I started playing this probably like, I want to say like 2 years ago, and then I stopped just because of school, and I forgot about it. I mean, it is an old Xbox 360 game, so I got more new games and I played that instead. But then I'm on my winter break, and I ran into it looking into my old my original Xbox game collection. I was like, oh shit, I haven't beat this game. Let's beat it right now. So I put it on, and I'm just happy I beat it. It's a little too long. Some parts, some levels could be cut short. You have to run back upstairs, downstairs, back upstairs, back downstairs. Some places could be a little frustrating because there is no map, which is alright. See, that's another thing I just realized right now. There is no map in this game, and there is no like compass. Games that don't have like a they're not big on like guidance. It sometimes could be a burden, because then you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you say, hey, I'm not gonna play this anymore because there's no clues into what I'm doing. But sometimes it just basically immerses you more into the game, and you're like more in the world. If you're paying attention, you shouldn't get lost in this game. But if you like take a break from it and then you come back to it, you might be lost at the checkpoint, and you probably just have to start the level from the beginning. But I can see why they did that. You know, it's more immersifying, I guess, for the player, and it's great. Another aspect about this game that is good, and some people might not like about horror games, there's not a lot of guns in this game. You get a couple of guns with very, very little ammo. Literally, like, if you have a gun and then there's another gun right next to you, you walk past it, you won't pick up any ammo. You can pick up that gun and then you have the ammo that gun has. So it's cool, because when you just have a gun all the time, it's not scary anymore. You're just killing, basically you're just shooting zombies down. But when you run out of ammo, like almost every single gun, it makes you like, oh shit, I gotta watch my bullets. I gotta make sure I stay close to the guns. It's really cool. I really enjoy this game. It's pretty scary. Does it live up to date, like in terms of graphics? Hell no. I think these graphics look shitty as hell. So if you're like full on, if it doesn't look 21st century, I just don't play it. You're definitely not gonna want to pick this up for sure. You're gonna want to avoid this because it looks really ugly. But if you're a guy like me that can really enjoy a good, pretty decent, I'm not gonna say this is a great story, but a pretty decent story, and dialogue maybe, you'll really enjoy this. You should pick this up. You could probably find it for like $2 maybe at the flea market. It's a really good game if you can get over the ugly graphics. I'm gonna give this game today a retrospective look at it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, and a 7 out of 10 because I gotta be honest, like, it's a good game, it has a good story, but do I want to play it again? Nah, I'm straight. Like, I think the one run through is good enough for me. It's not as fun or interesting. Some of the levels tend to lag a little bit too long, and you do the same thing, so that I can see why it doesn't have replay value to it. Once again, the graphics are kind of crappy. The controls they can be